So once again, thank you for coming this evening. We have invited all those who are interested to come to this town hall meeting because we would like to give an update on where we are with our projects around Cathedral Centre. And so we are going to say a few things about the vision that's behind this project, some of the things that have been accomplished, and what our future project looks like at this point. Now, some of the things that I'm doing is I'm going to talk about the Cathedral Centre. What does it mean? I look at those of you who have gathered here, and I think you may have heard me speak about this already. So some of this is going to be déjà vu. But nevertheless, it always helps to recall some things because we may in fact pick up a few pieces along the way that we may not have picked up at a previous gathering or earlier in this project. The first thing I want to highlight is, if you notice the way Cathedral Centre, the word is spelt, many of you might immediately think that it's spelt wrong. Well, it isn't, it's intended. It's part of my craziness, perhaps, that I wanted the word centre spelt in the manner that it is, because there is meaning to it. At least there is some meaning to the idea of center as the point around which other things circulate. So it really does want to speak of center as the center point. I threw out the notion of Cathedral Centre some time ago, early on in my arrival here, when we were speaking about different projects, different ideas. And I remember inviting a group of people, parishioners, business people, the mayor, a few others, at a Christmas, or at least a pre-Christmas party a few years ago. And it was in that context that, as we spoke about possibilities for the future, I mentioned the notion of Cathedral Centre. And what I wanted to indicate by this word, or this expression, was to say that the Cathedral Centre means that we are at the center of the city of Halifax. We're on the most important street corner in the city. We are also using the word center to indicate that this is the point from which the life of the church, the Catholic Church in Halifax, and now Halifax-Yarmouth, emanates from. So it's the center from which the life of the community, hopefully, is drawing some direction, some sustenance, and some substance. And the other point around this use of the word center is that we would like the Cathedral Centre as a project to be part of a new development. So the cathedral at the center of a new development in the area of the downtown of Halifax. Now, some time ago, I was asked if I would give an interview, and I was asked the question about the Cathedral Centre and what this meant. And so I'm going to stop talking in this form, and I'm going to ask you to listen to me talking in another form, which will only last, I think, 3 or 4 minutes. And it will pick up some of these points. You'll hear the response that I gave when I was asked what this was all about. Cathedral Centre is the label that I've been using to describe
the plans for the future development of the Barrington Street Spring Garden Road corner on which we find the cathedral and the glebe. But there's more to this corner in terms of land, and so part of Cathedral Center is the hopes that we have for the developmental projects that we are considering for the whole corner that is the property of the Archdiocese of Halifax. So perhaps down the line we might see the pastoral center redeveloped as part of a bigger project. We have parking lots, and it seems somewhat of an inappropriate use of the most important corner of downtown Halifax. So part of the development will be to keep the Catholic Church alive and functioning and present in the heart and the core of downtown Halifax. It's also trying to be civilly collaborative and hopefully civilly responsible. So what would that kind of renewed Spring Garden Barrington corner look like? And we would like it to be harmonious and have a sense of beauty and consistency with who the Catholic Church is and what we were trying to be as the Catholic Church. What we're trying to do here is a direct consequence and consistent with making the gospel available and present and understandable and accessible to the people of the times in which we live. And part of that is being with and being part of the people that we are with. As Catholics, we don't live in isolation. We live with and we are part of the world in which we are in. That's how I see this development project. In the past, when the church built great cathedrals, it was because it was part of the culture of the time. When the church became a sponsor for art, which we are still enjoying, it was very much part of the Renaissance. So how do we today become part of the world in which we happen to be here and now? There's also a new sense of what it means to be a city. There's a new sense of what the values of living together in a modern, downtown, secular world is about. And the church is there to be part of that reality. At least that's how I understand the meaning of the Incarnation.